Hello everyone, welcome once again to Learn Mathematics. This is Rekha Chabra, your maths teacher. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe this channel and keep learning mathematics through my YouTube videos. So we were doing chapter number 7, integrals, in which we have learned two topics, two methods of integration. The first was integration by substitution and the second was integration by partial fractions. Today we are going to talk about integration by parts and then we will discuss few questions based on this concept. Integration by partial fraction, that's what we did in the last video. Students, we were integrating a rational function, right? If the function was a proper fraction, then we were splitting it into two simple fractions, two or maybe three simple fractions, and then we were integrating those simple fractions, right? But here, integration by parts, what we do, this is the process of integration of product of two functions, right? If we have two functions in product, then we apply integration by parts. And here is the working rule for that. If we have u and v, two functions of x, and we want to integrate them, then what we do, we take first function u, integral of second, minus integral of derivative of first into integral of second, and then whole integration of this part, right? That's what we apply. Some points to remember here, students, when we choose first and second function, so we have to choose in such a way that the derivative of first function and the integral of second function can be easily found, right? For this we have one rule. The rule is this: isolate. We have to decide our first or second function following this rule, the way we learned BODMAS sometime in our junior classes. So now we have isolate for integrating by parts. I stands for inverse trigonometric function, L for logarithmic function, A for algebraic function, T for trigonometric and E for exponential function. So if we want to integrate like this, x sine x, right? So this is algebraic function and this is trigonometric function, right? So we will take x as first function and sine x as second function. That's how we have to decide. In case both the functions are trigonometric, then take the function as second function whose integral is simpler. And if integral consists of an inverse trigonometric function of an algebraic expression in x, first simplify the integrand by suitable trigonometric substitution and then integrate the new integrand. So these are a few small things that we have to take care, and all these things, students, you will very well understand with practice. While finding the integral of second function, we do not add any constant of integration, right? Why? Because see here, let's take this function x sine x. Now x we will take first function and sine x as second function, and applying by parts, x first integral of second, right? And if we add k here, students, so what we have to do while integrating, k is some constant, we will take it outside and we will integrate like this. So what will be the integral? Kx, which will be wrong, right? So we add constant c in the last step only. Integration by parts is not applicable to product of functions in all cases, right? For example, the method does not work for this function under root x cos x, as there does not exist any function whose derivative is root x cos x. Now let's discuss few questions of 7.6 to make the concept more clear. Now, first question, x sine x. So, what will we take? This is algebraic function, this is trigonometric function. So, following that pattern, isolate. First of all, we will take algebra, so x, then trigonometry, it means sine x. So, by parts, integrating by parts. First function, integral of second, minus integral of derivative of first into integral of second, and then whole integration. X minus cos x, minus as it is, derivative of x is 1, integral of sin x is minus cos x, this minus and minus, plus, and integral of cos x is again sin x, and this is answer. Then we have x square e power x. Again, see which function we should take first and which second. X square is first and exponential is definitely last. So this will be second function. Right, first integral of second, integral of e power x is e power x only, minus integral of derivative of x square, which is 2x, and integral of second e power x. Now two constant outside, and here again we have to apply by parts. So again we will take first and second and then integrate, and this is the final answer. Sixth question, here x square log x, I late. So logarithmic function we have to consider as first, and then algebraic we will take second. So log x as first and x square as second function. First integral of second x square, what is the integral? X cube upon 3, minus integral of derivative of first, which is 1 by x, and integral of second x cube upon 3. Now we have got x square by 3, right? And what is the integral of this thing? X square upon 3 is x cube upon 3 into 3, 9, and this is answer. Now this is important type, integral of this type. Whenever students we have function of this type e power x, then in the bracket some function, in addition derivative of the same function is also given. So whenever we have this type of function, let's see what we do. Integral is this, we open the bracket e power x fx plus e power x f dash x, right? Now this is what, let's consider it as I1 plus this thing. And now let's talk about I1. Here we are taking fx and e power x as first and second function. Exponential function we know it is always last, so second function, and we are taking fx as first function and we are applying integration by parts. First integral of second minus integral of derivative of first into integral of second. Now I, this given function, this given integral is equal to what? This is e power x fx, right, minus integral of f dash x e power x dx plus e power x f dash x dx plus c. So these two terms are going to cancel, right? We just, what we did, we input the value of I1 here. So what is the value of I1? This thing we kept here in equation 1. So these two terms will be cancelled, and what are we going to get? This is our answer. So it means if we get some function in this format, exponential function, and in the bracket any function plus its derivative also. So the integral of this type of function will always be e power x and fx plus constant. Look at this example. Here we have x square plus 1 e power x upon x plus 1 whole square, right? So e power x, let's separate, and x square minus 1 plus 1, we are adding and subtracting 1, right? And denominator as it is. Now again we are splitting here. This is 1 plus 1, 2. X square minus 1 upon this plus 2 upon this, right? Now e power x, x minus 1, because here we can write down this thing as x square minus 1 square, which is x plus 1 into x minus 1, right? We can write this thing as x plus 1 x minus 1, and this x plus 1 and this square will be cancelled, right? So x minus 1 upon x plus 1 plus 2 upon x plus 1 whole square, right? Now if the function is this, fx is this, don't you think this is the derivative of this function? You can apply quotient rule and you can check. This is definitely a derivative of this function. So it is of the same type that we just discussed on the last slide, right? E power x fx plus derivative of fx. So what will be the answer? E power x and the function itself plus constant. So this is important type. This type of function we have to identify. Now come to question number 8. Integrate x tan inverse x. So here again I late. This is inverse trigonometric will always be first function, and then this is second. tan inverse x, first function as it is, integral of second, x, integral is x square upon 2, minus integral of derivative of first, derivative of tan inverse x is 1 upon 1 plus x square into integral of second, which is x square by 2. Now 1 by 2 constant outside, x square upon 1 plus x square. Again, what are we doing here? We are adding and subtracting 1 and then we are splitting it, right? After splitting, x square tan inverse x upon 2 minus half outside, and this thing cancel out, so it is 1 minus 1 upon 1 plus x square dx, right? And now what is the integral of 1? This is x, and what is the integral of 1 upon 1 plus x square is tan inverse x, minus as it is, and this is answer. Now sine inverse x whole square, we have to integrate this thing. Now sine inverse x whole square, whenever students you find any one function, then you can definitely write into one for our convenience, right? And then we take this one always as second function because this is inverse trigonometric function, so we are going to take it as first function and one will be second function. So integral first function as it is 1, integral of second minus integral of derivative of first into integral of second, right? So now sine inverse x whole square as it is, integral of 1 is x minus derivative of sine inverse x whole square is 2 sine inverse x, right? And then their chain rule, we are applying chain rule here. Derivative of sine inverse x is 1 upon under root 1 minus x square, integral of 1 is x, right? Now x sine inverse x whole square plus integral of sine inverse x into minus 2x upon this. Now what are we doing here? Again we are applying integration by parts. First function this, second function is this. This term, first term as it is every time, plus first as it is, integral of second minus integral of derivative of first into integral of second. We have little long calculation here, but I think now you know very well how to integrate and how to take derivative of these terms. This is very simple. Now x sine inverse x whole square, because what was the last step? X sine inverse x whole square. So first term we are writing as it is, sine inverse x, and now integral of this thing 1 upon 1 minus x square. This is antiderivative of sine inverse x. So we have written sine inverse x 2 into 1 minus x square minus integral of this thing. This and this cancel, integral of 2, which is minus 2x, and this is only answer. Question number 13, integrate tan inverse x. Same concept, we are taking another function as x, tan inverse x first and 1 as second. First as it is, integral of 1, which is x, minus integral of derivative of tan inverse x, which is this 1 upon 1 plus x square, integral of second, which is x. And now x tan inverse x as it is, what are we doing here? We are multiplying and dividing by 2. So 2x, and here upon 2, 2x upon 1 plus x square, because now substitution method, but we don't have to write, you can do it yourself in your mind orally. Derivative of denominator is here in the numerator, so it is integral will be log of 1 plus x square, right? We have written here, and this is only answer. Question number 17, x e power x upon 1 plus x square whole square. Here students, again this can be converted in that format that we discussed. I is equal to this e power x, we are separating x upon 1 plus x whole square, right? We are adding and subtracting 1 and then splitting it. Now if the function is 1 upon 1 plus x square, definitely this is its derivative. So this is of this format, right? So what will be the integral of this function? Function plus c, right? E power x into function plus c. 18th question here, 1 plus e power x, 1 plus sin x upon 1 plus cos x. So what are we doing? In place of 1, we are writing sin square x by 2 plus cos square x by 2. And here sin x, we are using this formula, 2 sin x by 2 cos x by 2, 1 plus cos x, we are using 2 cos square x by 2. Now this is formula of a plus b whole square now, and denominator as it is. And now half 1 by 2 e power x constant outside sin x by 2 plus cos x by 2 upon cos x by 2 whole square. Now half e power x, this is if we separate the terms, tan x by 2 plus 1. Now 1 plus tan x by 2, right? Here opening the bracket, opening this whole square by using a plus b whole square, then 1 plus tan square applying the property, right? Now this thing has become like e power x function which is tan x by 2 and its derivative is given here. So it is of this format, and again the answer, the integral will be e power x into function plus constant. Now question number 20, we have to integrate this x minus 3 e power x upon x minus 1 whole cube. Again we are getting some clue here, students. So let's separate e power x and x minus 3 upon x minus 1 whole cube. Now what are we doing? We are splitting 3 as minus 1 minus 2. We are writing this way and then we are separating it, right? X minus 1 here and minus 2 here. So x minus 1, 1x minus 1 will be cancelled with this and square will be left here, and minus this second term as it is. Now if the function is this, definitely the second one is its derivative. So again the answer will be e power x into function. Question number 22, sine inverse 2x upon 1 plus x square. Here we are assuming, students, this thing is giving us some clue, some idea, right? This is formula of sine 2 theta if we assume x as tan theta. So x is equal to tan theta, right? And if we take its derivative, dx will be sec square theta d theta. Now put the value here, it is sine 2 theta and this is 2 theta only. Now this has become integral of 2 theta, and what is the value of dx? Dx is sec square theta dx, right? 2 constant outside and theta sec square theta d theta, integrating by parts, assuming this as first function and this as second function. First, integral of second is tan theta minus integral of derivative of first, which is 1, integral of second, which is tan theta. What is integral of tan theta? It is log cos theta. Now if tan theta is x, tan theta is x. What is tan? Which is p by b, right? So cos theta will be 1 upon under root 1 plus x square. We have written that way only. Now what we have done? Opening the bracket, 2x tan inverse x plus 2, right? And here what is the power of 1 plus x square? 1 plus x square power minus half, and we have log also with it. Do you remember this property? Log m raised to the power n is n log m. So we are using that. What is the power here? It can be written as 1 plus x square power minus 1 because it is in the denominator, and that minus 1 by 2 power will come here and log 1 plus x square, and then simplify. This is the answer. I hope you must have understood integration by parts. Now students, please try rest of the question of the exercise yourself. Thank you very much.